Hi, my name is Brandon and this is Hannah, and we're from YDOP, an internet marketing agency based in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. And we're here today to talk to you about reputation management. So Hannah, when a business owner hears reputation management, there might be some confusion as to what that covers. In your opinion, what does reputation management cover?
Sure. Yeah, so in general, reputation management is something marketing agencies usually will throw out when talking about online reviews. Specifically, channels like Google, Facebook, Yellow Pages, things like that. Not necessarily testimonials that would come from print or live on your website, but specifically online reviews that live on other third-party websites and help your star rating, which then will increase your rankings for your website.
Okay, and it sounds like those things are really important to make sure that you rank well and that people click on your business. Is that correct?
Yes, yep. So obviously the more reviews you have as well as the star rating will impact how you show up in search results for branded as well as specific industry related terms.
When we're talking about online reviews, is that something that you can manipulate, or you can play a game to get fake reviews, or to pay people to get reviews on your site?
Yeah, no. That definitely is something that people will try, but a lot of third-party sites, especially Google and Yelp, that are kind of the big gorillas for online reviews, have really cracked down on their review policy. So you have to be extremely careful how you go about asking for reviews, because you actually can be penalized through local search if you're doing things that are against their review policy, spammy, clickbaity, things like that. And if you are, those can down the road hurt your rankings because they will find out and you won't be showing up as well for search results.
Why should a business owner consider online reputation management?
First and foremost, reviews are always going to be there. Even if people are nervous to start asking for online reviews, it's important as a business owner or as employees at a company to recognize that you're going to get reviews whether you like it or not, positive or negative. So the more that you can be in control of where those reviews live, you're going to be set up for success. And honestly, reviews are just becoming more popular and within marketing, something that you just can't miss. Right now, according to Bright Local and Google, 97% of consumers between the ages of 18 to 34 use reviews to judge a local business. So figuring out how you can get more reviews that are positive to help push down any negative reviews is important. And there's a lot of different ways to get reviews, whether that's offline or online, which we can talk about. But definitely first is just recognizing you're going to get reviews whether you like it or not. And then the second part would be figuring out how you can be in control of those reviews and maybe how you can create a strategy and a process at your company to start asking for reviews.
Yeah, so it sounds like reviews are going to happen no matter what, and it's up to you whether you're going to actively pursue the positive ones and get reviews from your positive clients. Can you give a few tips and advice on how to respond to negative reviews and how to respond to positive reviews?
Sure, yeah. Negative reviews are going to be the hardest because in the moment you're going to be upset. So probably my first tip would be step back, take a moment just to cool off, and come back within a few hours. Usually we recommend 24 hours of response time just so it's in a timely manner, but definitely getting insights from other people so it's not just you coming to the review ready to tell them why they're wrong. Definitely keeping it short and simple, but also validating their review, whether it's dishonest or not. So letting them know that you appreciate their feedback, that you're really sorry to hear about this experience that they had because you never want a customer to feel this way, but letting them know that you really want to talk through this one-on-one and trying to get that offline. So letting them know, will you please reach out directly to so-and-so, giving them their direct email or phone number that they can contact. And really just trying to keep it simple, because no matter what you're saying, even if you're writing a novel, chances are they're either one, not going to read it because they wrote the review and they're done, or two, it's just going to make them mad and they're going to go on other channels and continue to rate you negatively. For positive reviews, we usually recommend that you respond to those as well. especially when you respond with keywords about your business, indicating to Google the services that you actually provide. So even if someone says, we experience, wonderful customer service, thank you so much, we'll be back soon. If you're a hardware store, you look up who that customer is and know specifically they purchased a lawnmower. Well, when you respond, you can say, thank you so much, we're really glad that you are enjoying your new lawnmower. You could even put the specific title of that product and brand, and then saying, something nice just about we hope to see you soon. That is telling Google that not only are you a hardware store, but you provide equipment, and this specific lawn equipment is this model of lawnmower. And so chances are if someone's searching that specific lawnmower in the future, you're going to show up.
That's really good. And you mentioned keywords. It also brought up the idea that on the Google Knowledge Panel, that sometimes it calls out certain reviews and it bolds that. Can you speak a little bit about how to ask for keywords, or basically how to prompt people to leave a review that's maybe keyword rich?
Sure, yeah. You want to be careful how you're asking, because if it's against Google's or Facebook's review policy, you definitely will be flagged for that. So making sure that you're not specifically giving incentives to write a specific review. But there are natural ways that you can request for specific types of reviews that would include keywords or services that you're looking for. If you're sending a direct email or using a third-party service like Get 5 Stars, you can customize that and specifically ask them, would you provide feedback about XYZ? And if it's a very specific product that you want to focus on, or a type of service, if, let's say you just want to focus on the delivery aspect because you want that to be talked about in reviews, maybe mention, can you tell me a little bit about your experience with delivery? And then that's giving the customer an outlet to specifically talk about that service.
Get 5 Stars is really great at automating the process of asking for reviews and filtering out people that might not have the best reviews to leave. Can you talk about some of the other benefits that we see for Get 5 Stars and why we always recommend it to our clients?
Yeah, definitely. Just in the short time that I've used Get 5 Stars, they're continually rolling out new features. So one of the newer ones would be texting. People can get an automated text message within hours of having service from a local company, and it will ask them to provide feedback, and right there from their phone they can just go write a review. Another benefit would be the automation portion. So if you have a lot of customers that you need to import, you can simply upload an entire list, even if it's in the hundreds, and it will automatically deploy those over time, and you can choose how many go out, so you're not getting a suspicious amount of reviews all in one week. You can get a nice trickle of good, authentic reviews over the course of a month. Another benefit would be the on-site SEO portion of it. So Get 5 Stars has a widget that can feed the responses to your website, and they have schema that can be added to the site, which will provide code to Google explaining what the reviews are. We can also categorize those reviews so they can be filtered on specific pages. So if you want to focus on specific services, those can automatically be fed to those pages.
Right, or specific locations. If you have multiple sites or multiple service areas, that schema can show up on those different pages. And the benefit of the schema is that it can show up in the search results. That it doesn't show up on the home page, but on certain location pages or service pages, when your customer's looking for your service, the stars will show up, and that can really set your company apart from your competition. So we've been talking a lot about leaving reviews for Google and Facebook and how Get 5 Stars can help with that. Are there any other maybe industry-specific websites or niche sites that we should be driving reviews to?
Definitely, yeah. There's a lot of sites depending on the industry that would make sense for you to be getting reviews on. If you're within home improvement, House, Angie's List, Home Advisor, Porch, there's a lot within the home improvement realm. If you're within the medical field, health grades, it really just depends, and you can definitely do some searches to see what are the top sites you should be on. But I would recommend first that before you spread yourself too thin and try to get a lot of reviews on all different websites just so it looks like you have star ratings everywhere. Focus first on Google. I usually like to see 50 to even 100 reviews on Google first to really help with rankings, and then move on to other sites like Facebook, Angie's List, things like that.
It's probably also important to look at the first page or maybe first 2 pages of your branded search results, because there might be one review on Better Business Bureau and it's a negative review, and that can really draw negative attention to your brand. So it's probably smart to maybe triage and see if there are other websites that you may need to drive a few reviews to just to get it more in the positive.
Yeah, and that's a great point. Tackle the sites first where you have negative ratings, because that is affecting your rankings online. And then from there, figure out what would be the best site to focus on first and really build up a lot of reviews.
Can you speak at all to maybe some challenges that we face with reputation management? I know in the past we've seen some issues in certain industries where there's privacy concerns or HIPAA issues. Are there any struggles or any industries where reputation management doesn't fit?
Sure. We come across that a lot with, say, insurance-related companies or finances. They can't request online reviews through a third-party service like Get 5 Stars. So we kind of have to go back to the drawing board and figure out what makes sense. Usually in that case, we see that there tends to be more of a personal relationship established anyway, so it makes sense for them to personally request. They can attach a direct link to a card, and they just have to be careful how they word that. For other industries, especially within the health industry, that can be really hard because you might not have the relationship established. So usually it's working with a marketing company to figure out what makes sense for their business.
So one question we get a lot of times is, what about Yelp? Yelp shows up really high in a lot of search results, especially for branded search or for geographic terms. What do we say about Yelp?
Yeah, Yelp's been difficult. It definitely has been a struggle for a lot of businesses, especially local businesses with a local audience, because it really can hurt businesses. Yelp has their own review algorithm. So what makes it different from other platforms is that you can have 5, 10 positive glowing reviews, but Yelp can say, we don't recommend these reviews, mainly because the reviewers are probably first-time reviewers. They just made an account with Yelp. So they actually hide those reviews, and it's not even counted towards your star rating. So if you scroll all the way down to the bottom of the listing, there's a tiny little link that says, view more reviews that weren't recommended by us. You can then read them there, but 1, no one's gonna even know that those exist, and 2, they don't affect your rating. So if you have 1 negative review, that can be what's populated. And Yelp ranks really well on Google. So what can happen is you do a search of your business, you all of a sudden see that right under your website, you may have Yelp showing and it's populating a 1-star review. So what's difficult for a company is that you can't necessarily ask for a review on Yelp.
You can't.
So
yeah.
You get 5 stars isn't even allowed because it goes against Yelp review policy to ask for reviews. They feel that that's not authentic. So you definitely have to take a very specific, thought-out approach. If Yelp feels that there's any way that this company's asking for reviews, they'll actually flag the profile, penalizing you for it, saying that they have detected that you are populating reviews that aren't true.
So it seems as though Yelp really prioritizes reviews from their own active community and tend to devalue and even hide reviews from first-time users. So it'd probably be important to, if you're trying to get more reviews there, maybe identify active Yelp users that are also your customers or past customers.
Right, yep. And even after that, it might just be time that you recognize Yelp isn't going to be a platform that you're going to succeed on, so really focus on other channels like Google and Facebook where you can be pushing positive reviews, and just kind of helping to bury that Yelp review that might be populating on the first page.
That's really good. For the business owner and marketing manager that's watching this, and they are still just a little unsure of whether they should dive in and actually embrace this online reputation management, can you give just one piece of advice that would help them feel confident going for it?
Sure, yeah. I think it's hard to first accept that online reviews are going to happen whether you like it or not. So it's easy to say, no, I don't want to do reputation management. We don't want to deal with online reviews, so we're just not going to do it. Unfortunately, they're going to happen whether you like it or not. And if you haven't received online reviews yet, you will eventually. It's inevitable. So being in control over those reviews is really important. Making sure that you have access to those sites, especially Google, Facebook, Yelp, where people are going to be voicing their opinions, whether it's positive or negative, so you can respond properly.
So I hope that's helped you make a confident decision about how to work online reputation management within your own marketing channels. If you ever have any questions or want to talk more about that and maybe get some more advice on how a reputation management plan would look for you and your business and your industry, feel free to contact us. Also, be sure to visit the YDOP website, where we talk more about different strategies and tactics, as well as real-life examples of how to respond to negative reviews.